Stretch out the dreams from my mind. Granny's got the scoop, let's unwind. Birds are chirping, singing their tune. Mystery of the day coming soon. Cup of tea and a buttered scone. Start the day, we're never alone. Good morning, rise and shine. Granny's here with stories so fine. Good morning, off we go. To greet the world with a happy glow.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful morning so far. Grab your coffee, your tea, your espresso, your cappuccino, your juice, whatever it is you drink in the morning. We're going to get started. We always start out with our spotlight on the missing, and I have chosen Tennessee for this because of the United States population, Tennessee has 25% of the missing. That's horrific, guys. That's horrific, especially when Tennessee only has 2% of the population. So the first runaway, I'm not even going to call it that, missing, because we don't know, right, is Tamia Imani Alexis Robinson. Tamia's been missing since October 21st, 2024. She was last seen in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. She's a 17-year-old female, 5 feet 4 inches tall, 139 pounds, black hair, and brown eyes. There is no other information on Tamia, but if you know something, call the Murfreesboro Police Department or TBI or even 911, guys, if you see her, okay? But TBI, you can call 1-800-TBI-FIND, okay? Um, guys, the missing children are on my heart. We should not have 2,300 children go missing every day in the United States. And I'm focusing on Tennessee right now, and I'm doing 2 a day, which is quite a bit for me to have to, come up with these every day, but it's okay. I want to um I want to focus on these kids because there's just too many coming out of Tennessee missing. Um so the next one is Lane Brand. Lane has been missing since March 8th, 2025 from Clarksville, Tennessee. She's 16 years old, 5 feet 2 inches tall, and 185 pounds. She has brown hair and blue eyes. And there is no extra information on Lane as well. Guys, this really concerns me when there's no information. Where are the parents? Why are they not telling anything about their child? What is going on? Why are there not newscasts and things for these missing children? I do not understand. I will never understand that. Once again, if you know anything, please call the Clarksville, Tennessee Police Department. TBI Find at 1-800-TBI Find or 911 if you see her, please. Appreciate that so much. All right, today we are talking about a man who was arrested as a suspect that was going to plan some mass tragedies, right? We're going to go ahead and I'm going to share my screen with you. We're going to listen to a press release. So, in essence, guys, police did their due diligence and found this man before he did anything. You are going to be amazed at what they found.
Tremendous case. And I say that because the investigators that worked this case, there's no doubt in my mind they have stopped a mass shooting that was going to happen. This guy was ready to go, had all the equipment, had the propensity to do it. It's just a matter of what day was going to set him off to go do it. So it's no doubt in my mind saved a lot of lives at one point in time. So I'm going to let Captain Foley, is the head of the unit, walk you through this. We have a representative from the FBI up here also. And after that, I'll finish it up and then we'll take some questions. Cap?
Thanks, Sheriff. Good afternoon, everyone. Glad you could be here. My name is Captain Randy Foley, F-O-L-E-Y, Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office. We're here with our representative of FBI, ASAC McCormick, during the joint investigation. So today I'll be addressing the arrest and ongoing investigation into Damien Allen, a Loxahatchee resident and Palm Beach County resident connected in serious criminal offenses, including threats of mass violence and impersonating a law enforcement officer. So a basic case overview is PBSO and received information from the FBI, which they had an open guardian tip related to another case that we're not involved in. The tip was involved in Damien Allen, which is currently residing in Palm Beach County. PBSO and FBI obtained the information that Allen may have been planning an attack and engaged in threatening communications online to commit mass violence. So some of the information we have on this is that there were online communications with other individuals who discussed carrying out mass violence, not just here in Florida and Palm Beach County, but in the nation. Allen expressed support of radically and ethically motivated violent extremism and threats of mass violence, to include identifying several places, I believe it was 7, that he would like to strike. This included a police department, and in other conversations, people who was online were to discuss churches. The use of guerrilla warfare and tactics and ambushing to carry out the mass violence attacks. The joint investigation between the FBI and us revealed that there was chats and videos showing Allen discussing the use of body armor, steel plates, tactical gear, grenades, and multiple firearms, which we'll get down to in a couple minutes. His main desire was to harm law enforcement and attack a law enforcement facility. It appears that he has a philosophy of violence against civilians and law enforcement equally, but specifically spoke about law enforcement organizations to strike. Some of the information related to impersonating a police officer that was very concerning to us. He posted several videos of him wearing a full PBSO uniform, which is very similar to what myself and the sheriff are wearing today. It included a badge, a name tag with his name on it, and all the equipment that is issued to PBSO officers. It was a Class B uniform, which is a less dressier one, the short sleeve version, but he had 2 or 3 of those uniforms, which at that time we're still looking to where how those were obtained. He had a gun belt, a taser, a radio, and other police equipment, including a fake body cam video to make it more realistic. He showed himself operating a vehicle that resembled a law enforcement car. I believe it was a Crown Vic, if I'm not mistaken. And he added a police package, a laptop stand, and a police computer in there. And it was operational, and he would take videos of him standing in it and sitting in it. Allen was all over social media, and some of the information that we received on what his intent was to commit mass violence was on several of the different social media platforms, including Instagram and Discord. We work closely with the FBI and the state attorney's office to obtain arrest warrants and a search warrant for his residence in Loxahatchee, Florida. He was charged with written threats to kill and do bodily harm, an unlawful use of a two-way offense, a two-way radio, and an unlawful use of a badge of authority. So he has 2 felony charges and 1, and we are still further investigation to what else comes from the evidence obtained. A search warrant was executed at his house in Loxahatchee yesterday afternoon, and it was for all electronic devices that he had access to, police uniforms and equipment, firearms, ammunition, magazines, grenades, flashbangs, and related receipts. Some of the things that were recovered were 18 real firearms, 1 taser, electronic tasing device, over 300 pounds of ammunition, or 12, more specifically, over 12,000 rounds of ammunition inside the house, which you can see in that picture right over there. 15 airsoft guns, a two-way radio, a law enforcement issued MDT or police laptop, multiple uniforms to include not only law enforcement, but we found military also. He had a FBI uniform, he had an Army Ranger uniform, and he had a set of Marine Corps dress blues. He had a ballistic vest, ballistic helmets, and law enforcement federal credentials, active duty Army credentials, FBI credentials, and PBSO badges. He had a gun belt, as I mentioned, a police car before, and he 3D printed a body camera. He also, with the two concerning things, was the self-made Army training certificate. So he actually took the time to make self-certificate that he was an Army Ranger. And he had insignia that you can see in one of these pictures here of the Nazi insignias. So that was what was recovered in yesterday's search warrant. So we still have a lot of evidence to shift through. And I'm going to turn this back over to Sheriff Bradshaw.
Thank you, Cap. I hope you all are taking some pictures of this. This is disturbing that somebody could get these type of items off the internet. It baffles me, to be honest with you. But this is a dangerous, dangerous individual. Can you imagine the...
I completely agree with him. It is disturbing that they're able to get that kind of thing. Look at what he had here, guys. Look at what he had. It is disturbing that he is able to get all those things off the internet. I completely agree. 100%.
damage he would have done with 12,000 rounds of ammunition and fully automatic ARs? Unquestionably, this is one of the best arrests that I've seen in a long time that has prevented people from dying, because I guarantee you he was going to do that. The Behavioral Services Unit has done a tremendous job here. This is what they were put together for many years ago. It's not only this case, they've done other cases, but this right here just shows you the capabilities when they're working with other places of what they can do. But another takeaway here that's important is the community, people in the community know things. They know what's going on. They know people that are talking about doing bad things, or they see it in the chat rooms. And this is what will give us that little start, that little piece of the puzzle to go forward. Because in the FBI study of all the mass shootings, there was two things that always stood out. Number one, there was some mental health issues. Now, everybody that's got mental health issues.
Guys, how many times have I said that? I'm sorry if that was sharp. How many times have I said mass shootings boil down to mental health issues? Those are red flags. People who do not seem right to you, that are talking about guns and talking about red rumming other people or animals or anything else, they should be reported, because then we can take care of things like this. Look at what this kid had amassed. Look at. And guys, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it. I've said it every single time I've talked about mass tragedies. AR rifles don't belong in the general public. They belong in soldiers' hands for warfare. There is never a need for a citizen, a regular citizen of the United States, to have an AR rifle. Never. Now, shotguns, those kinds of things for hunting, absolutely. I'm not against guns, guys. Contrary to popular belief, I am not against guns. I'm a firm believer that guns don't do these crimes. People with mental health problems do. I'll get off my soapbox. Let's listen a little more.
is not dangerous, but that was one of the things involved. But the second thing was somebody had some information ahead of time on what was going to happen or the possibility it could. How many times you've seen it? Somebody says, well, I knew that was going to happen. Well, who'd you tell?
Who'd you tell? So true. In all of the mass tragedies, guys, mental health and somebody knew something. Who did they tell? How many interviews have we seen at school tragedies where kids have said, "Oh yeah, I often thought that if there ever was one, he would be the one to do it." If you think that, why don't you say something? Right? Hindsight is 20/20, guys. Come on. I am so happy that these guys standing on this podium today saw something and took action. A police car set up with a police package, different uniforms from various law enforcement. Look at that. He looks legit, guys, except for the glasses. Most law enforcement don't wear that kind of thing. But he looks legit. He looks legit. And look at what he had. You know, I just have to thank the Lord that this was taken care of quickly before something happened. He was going to go after law enforcement. You know, it's kind of ironic that the very people he emulated were the very people that he wanted to take out. But they got to him first. Thank goodness. No, not thank goodness. Thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. Guys, mass tragedies should not happen. And we hear of them over and over and over again. So today I wanted to highlight something that is good news. You don't hear it often enough that these are prevented before something bad happened. Right? This is a good thing. This is a good thing. So, I will put the link for this video in the description for my video today so that you can finish watching the rest of it if you like. I encourage you to get out there and to see the rest of it because it's incredible what they found, what they learned in a short period of time, and how they acted. Thank God for police officers who have their eyes and their ears open, right? Because lives were saved with that arrest. Many, many lives, if you think about 22,000 rounds of ammunition. That's a lot. All right. Well, that's all I have for you today, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Please, please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe and hit the notification bell and change it to all so that you are notified when we do go live, which is most nights at 5 p.m. Central Time. If I don't go live, I usually put something on my community page. We would love to have you join us. We're building a great community, drama-free, very safe environment. So thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at grannyscrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.